the New England Revolution soccer team, trust me, is one tough team to beat at home this year. On the road, that's a different story. But our local MLS team is also working hard off the field to develop and nurture homegrown talent. Now, the Revolution Academy is a fully funded player development program that gives this region's elite young players unprecedented access to the MLS and a pathway to professional soccer. To tell us more about this season and also about the Revs' new collaboration with America Scores Boston, which is one of the largest and fastest growing school-based after-school programs in the city, is Revs President Brian Bilello. Bilello?
Bilello.
You say Bilello, I say Bilello.
You say Bilello, whatever it is, whatever works.
Good. So listen, before we get going, give me the good, the bad, and the ugly of this season so far.
Let's see. The good's easy, home.
Yeah.
We've been very good at home. Even going back into last season, the boys have played really well in front of our home fans, which is important to us. We want the fans to come out to be entertained, to have a fun time at the games, and they've done a good job at doing that for us. I think sort of the not so good and the ugly, we haven't been as good on the road, and we're looking to correct that. So, hopefully we've got a few road games coming up, and we can perform a lot better in those games. We haven't really been blown out, but tying games, losing by one, we want to correct that and do some
strong finishes. That's what we want.
Strong
right?
finishes on the road. Give the TV viewing audience as much fun as the Gillette Stadium viewing audience.
That's awesome. So, tell me, has the interest in Major League Soccer or just soccer in general been still on the rise?
Yeah, I mean it's been incredible for me. I've been a fan ever since I was a young person. I played the sport, and to watch
you're
it
still
grow.
young. You're still young.
Well,
Don't.
I'm in over 40 soccer leagues, so it reminds me of how old I am. But no, you watch it grow every single year, and it's not just MLS. The great thing about soccer is, whether you're watching Liga MX, whether you're watching MLS, whether you're watching, the Mexican national team, the U.S. national team, the Copa America that we had here last year. There's so much soccer, and you see it growing across the board. And MLS is just one part of it. But yeah, we've been growing tremendously over the past 22 years, really.
Noticed. And your attendance shows that too.
Yeah, for the Revs, we've grown our attendance the last 6 years running, and so we hope to make that a seventh year this year. Yeah. And the fans have been great. They've been really supportive. They're showing up in record numbers and really giving us the support we need.
That's good. That's awesome. All right, so tell me a little bit about this Revolution Academy.
Yeah, so this initiative is really special to us for two reasons. One, we're developing talent for our team. So young players can come, they join our academy program, they play with us, and unlike any other sport in America, if they're good enough, they can sign for the Revs directly. So there's no college draft for these players. It's not like they'll wind up in LA or wind up in Houston. They'll sign directly to the Revs, and we've done that 3 times with 3 of our players. The special thing for me about it is we fully fund the program. And so the important part of fully funding the program is it costs nothing. And so we want to get the best players, regardless of their background, regardless of their socioeconomic status. We want them playing for the Revs. And so over time, the goal of the program is not just to make the Revs good, but to make the Revs look like our community. We want the Revs to reflect the community that we play in, and we want that open to every single person in our community. Obviously, the people that love soccer the most will have their kids playing soccer, but we don't want there to be any barrier for them to play soccer, to play at a high level, and then ultimately to join the Revs so that when you turn on your TV and you look at the Revolution, you're seeing young people playing for the first team that grew up in our neighborhoods, that grew up in our region.
Yeah, you got 2 good examples, and I know we have some photos of Diego Fagundes. Now, he's from Belmont, is he? Or
he's from Leominster.
Leominster, right? So he's a young kid. He's like the quickest to score 100 goals, and unbelievable, huh?
Yeah, his family's from Uruguay.
Yep.
So they immigrated here. We found Diego at a young age, signed him when he was only 15 years old, played when he was 16, scored a goal when he was 16. So I think he's now a young player has scored this year. So I think he's now the 3rd youngest player to ever score in MLS, and still with the team now and contributing really well, playing really well this season. So exciting to see Diego. He's really part of the story that we want to tell.
And Scott Caldwell, who we've got up on screen now.
Yeah, Scotty, again, another great academy player, one of our MVPs over the recent seasons. Again, great guy, grew up in the community, and they know how important it is to play for the Revs. They love being with the Revs. They love playing with our team. Zach Harivo, another young player that we signed, hasn't broken into the first team quite yet, but has been playing in the Open Cup for us and scored a goal in our game this past week in Open Cup. So really, really fun to watch these young players, and we've got a whole pipeline of other players.
And where's he from? He's from...
Zach grew up in Brookline, yeah. But his family is Haitian, and so, again, another player that's trying to represent the community that we live in.
Yeah. Do you think because of the academy and this, there'll be a greater percentage of homegrown players in the future?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the goal is to have as many homegrown players as we have, and I think people look at us a lot of times and say to us, why don't you have more players from this country or from that country? And that would get the community excited. And I actually disagree with folks. I say, I don't think people from Uruguay who live here now are going to be excited about the Revs because we signed some player from Uruguay. I think they're going to be excited about the Revs because we have Diego Fagundes, whose Uruguayan family lives here, and he's part of that community here, not part of a community thousands of miles away. And so our goal with the academy is to find those players who live here, who are growing up in our neighborhood, and make them part of the community. And so it's not really the sort of Latino community that we want to connect to. We want to connect to the Boston Latino community, right? And that's what's local. That's who we want to appeal to.
America Scores Boston, this after-school program. I know you're involved both professionally and personally.
Yeah, so I got involved through the club. So we were originally working with them on a couple of projects. I got very involved from my role with the Revolution, and now I'm on the board of directors for America Scores Boston. It's a great program. We provide after-school programming for kids in Boston Public Schools, so it's right on site at the school. We do poetry programs, which really help with expression and help the kids talk about what they're going through. So that's sort of the mind aspect of America Scores. The second part is the soccer. We do after-school programming with soccer, so the kids get to play soccer. It's all fully funded. It's privately funded. It's all charitable organizations. So the kids get to play soccer. They've got to do the classroom work in order to get to play soccer. So the soccer is a little bit of the carrot to get them excited about the classroom work they're going to do. And we do a little program called social entrepreneurship. So they start their own small businesses, and then all the money they generate goes to help their community in some way. So it's really a three-part. We say the body, the mind, and the soul is what we service with Scores. And then the Revs are a big partner. So we have a bunch of different partnerships. I think two that I'd like to mention. America Scores, Rev Score, America Scores. Whenever we score a goal at home, we donate $100 to America Scores, and we've been scoring a lot of goals at home.
Good.
So yep, we're very happy for that. And then we host an event called Scores Cup.
Yes, that's what I was going to ask you. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Scores Cup, we host at the stadium every year. It's a corporate soccer tournament. So a company would pay a bunch of money. They get to play in this tournament on the field at Gillette Stadium. All the money goes right to America Scores. We raised over $300,000 for America Scores Boston last year. We hope to do even more than that this year. So we're almost filled up, but if you have a company, if you're hearing this and you want to play in the tournament, you want to play on the field, check out our website, America Scores Boston, and register a team. It's all great for a great cause.
Yeah, good. All right, before you go, let's talk a little bit about what are some of the improvements? All right, we said they got to finish better, the team, right? Play better on the road.
Play better on the road, I think, defensively in particular on the road. We've scored a lot of goals, and that to me, it starts with, if you want to win the most, you probably have to start with defense, but I like the goal scoring. That's what excites me. That's what excites the fans, and so I think our front line's done really well. We've brought in some new defenders, so I think they're still beginning to gel a little bit with each other, learning each other's tendencies. And then we have this summer window, so in most of in the world, the summer is the downtime, and that's when a lot of players switch clubs. So we're actively looking for new players, and we don't need to revamp the whole team. We feel really good about the guys we have, but if we can bring in one or two impactful players from somewhere else in the world, and that's going to help us get over that hump, then that's what we're going to do.
We got to bring the cup.
We got to bring the cup
back to Boston.
Correct.
All right. Well, if you do, you're coming back here.
Yes, I'll bring it right here. It'll be right there in the middle of the table.
All right. I love that. All right. Deal.
Excellent.
We'll shake on it again just in case. All right, Brian. Well, thanks you for coming by, and that's it for this edition of Urban Update. I'm Alberto Vasallo, and from everybody here, have a very happy Sunday, and of course, happy Father's Day to all the dads. Take care.